All right, CJ Stroud on the practice field. Texans talking. D'Amico and Nick Caley. What did they have to say? We'll get into all that. We'll get ready for Thanksgiving. It is a sleep before Thanksgiving. One of my favorite sleeps. You wake up, you don't have much to do except eat, watch football, talk to family. Big fan of the sleep before Thanksgiving. It's one of the better sleeps.
That is the sleep of a man that they do not allow near the kitchen.
I'm roasting. I'm making the turkey starting at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. We're gonna start smoking that, and I got the ham too.
Oh, okay. So you're in charge of the proteins.
Making some homemade potatoes too. Homemade scallop potatoes, boiled and baked. B&B, Holmes.
You did ask me about the scallop potatoes the other day, and I said I got nothing for you. You got to go watch a Food Network YouTube on that.
Yeah, because you're not really as good of a cook as you try to act like you are. So that is very true. You're not.
I would kick your ass in any cooking competition.
Right.
Any cooking competition.
You in guys' grocery games, you would get smoked.
I would crush you in guys' grocery games. I'd crush you in Chopped. No. I would crush you in supermarket stakeout. I would dominate you.
No, you would not.
I would crush you.
All your money. Anyway, let's get into the CJ Stroud news. This stuff, people don't want to hear us arguing about this because they know I'd win. But let's hear what D'Amico Ryans had to say about the concussion situation. Aaron asked D'Amico about,
hey, bro, Alpha Aaron,
the concussion protocol, what it's like, all that. And here's what D'Amico had to say about it.
Yeah, for the protocol, each guy has their own steps of what they have to pass. It's a lot of different steps, and each guy's different when it comes to the symptoms that they're having and what they're feeling. So whatever they report that they're feeling, we're going to take that to heart and make sure we're taking extra precaution with the guys whenever it's a concussion issue. So right now, as we stand today, they're still in concussion protocol.
Yeah, there you go. And we have the practice report here as well. CJ, a full participant, and this was the visual I talked about. So he was the first team quarterback today. Last week when he practiced, he was third team. So that's kind of the context clues. He's playing. He will clear protocol tomorrow, next day, whatever. He might have already, for all we know. And we'll hear from him Friday. Jalen Petrie, though, limited. So we don't know what the situation will be with Jalen Petrie, a limited participant with CJ going full.
I have to imagine that D'Amico Ryans is pretty happy that these guys are close to finishing concussion protocol, so he's stopped getting asked about concussion protocol. Because there's not much he could say while these guys are in concussion protocol. Yeah, it's the process, when they clear, Like he can't be like, yep, there's just one more practice and then CJ's going to do this and CJ, like he's not going to do that. And so I got to imagine once these guys are free and clear, it'll be nice for D'Amico Ryans to have to ever talk about concussion protocol. Hopefully, again the rest of the
season. Actually said that today. He actually said, kind of walking off, just hopefully I don't have to talk about concussion protocol anytime soon.
And
the dynamic. Go ahead.
Walking that fine line of, that's the process, and not getting a little pocket change out of his bank account because he said something wrong.
Yeah, it's a tiptoe type of thing. But you kind of understand it. And that crappy Will Smith movie, ever since that kind of
Tell the truth.
Yeah, God, he thought he should have won a Grammy for that too. That's what's crazy. Wait, Grammy, no.
Well, if he was Will Smith, Will Smith not winning a Grammy, Will Smith not winning an Oscar for that one. Maybe some other performances, but not for that one.
Yeah.
And then that guy turned out to be like kind of a fraud too.
What? Oh yeah, it's an Oscar, right?
Oscar's acting, Grammy singing.
Yeah, Grammy. Okay. So yeah, bad movie either way. And hey, he was probably up for a Grammy before too. He might have won one. So Shane Steichen and D'Amico Ryans. I went through the history yesterday. I actually enjoyed this. It's a really interesting history because they've actually faced off twice as assistants when Steichen was the OC for the Eagles and D'Amico was the DC for the Niners. Regular season, year 1, 2021, D'Amico wins. Kind of one of those typical Jimmy Garoppolo type of games. they win. Then their final games as coordinators, DeMeco Ryans, a week before this game, had actually told the Colts that I'm canceling my interview, and all signs pointed to him being the coach of the Texans. It was kind of one of the worst kept secrets at the time. Broncos were still kind of trying to make a last ditch effort per reports. But on, I think it was January 22nd of 2023, he told the Colts he was canceling his interview. And then on a week later, on the 29th, the Eagles faced the 49ers, and the Eagles got the best of the 49ers. Now, I will say this. There was a little bit of wackiness that went on in that game because Jimmy Garoppolo was already hurt. Brock Purdy got hurt in the first quarter. Josh Johnson, the journeyman, came in. He got hurt. So they basically didn't have a quarterback, and there was really nothing that the 49ers could have done. So that was their final meeting as assistants. Then you go to their meetings as coaches in the NFL. Week 2, the Colts beat the Texans. I think it was week 2. Yeah, it was week 2 or 3.
Week 2.
The Colts beat the Texans. CJ Stroud has the hurt shoulder. He actually lights it up. Texans go on a run after that. That was the game where Anthony Richardson, a.k.a. LaFar Jackson, got hurt. And it's the only time that Shane Steichen has beaten DeMeco Ryans and the Colts. Fast forward to week 18. CJ Stroud, first offensive play of the game, hits Nico Collins. Jonathan Taylor kind of slicing and dicing DeMeco's defense. A drop pass. Texans win the division. And then we go to the third meeting. This was week 1 of 2024. This was the game that I remember as the biggest play for me. Was the first play out of the 2-minute warning at the end of the game where Kenyon Green has a false start. The Colts are trying to get the ball to tie or win. And CJ Stroud basically saves Kenyon Green's ass and hits Nico Collins on a first down. I think they still ended up punting it away, but by that time it was kind of a wrap. So that was 3. And then 4, one of the more notorious moments of DeMeco and Steichen, and maybe one of the more like franchise awakenings, the tap out game with Anthony Richardson when he runs to the sidelines, and the Texans end up winning that game with Richardson going off for a play. So they have a hell of a history against each other. I do know that Steichen was the Texans' second choice. So during the hiring process, like let's say DeMeco Ryans had decided, I want to go to Denver. Shane Steichen would be the coach of the Texans, and CJ Stroud and Shane Steichen would be a duo. I have this on very, very strong authority with someone I think would know.
Do you believe Steichen still would have, like, pretend DeMeco Ryans didn't exist? Do you believe Steichen would have picked the Texans over the Colts if he had both jobs offered to him?
I don't know why anyone wouldn't, quite frankly, at that point, because you have
number
the
2 pick versus number 4 pick.
Yeah, 3 first-round picks in a few seasons. The highest amount of cap space. Rest in peace. He's a legend to me. But Jim Irsay versus Cal McNair, just letting you do whatever you want to do. So yeah, I don't know that anyone really would have.
Ballard through all his struggles versus early Caserio.
Yeah, so I think it was actually a pretty appealing gig. And let's be honest, DeMeco, based on reports, had his pick of the litter, and he chose Houston. And I know people can say they're sentimental. He wasn't going to come here 2 years before or the year before. I can promise you. So, yeah,
he didn't even interview the year before. He only interviewed in Minnesota. That was the only interview.
But they got an interesting history. I just like resetting that history. And I asked DeMeco how he feels about Shane Steichen and what it's like going against him. This is what he had to say today at practice.
You and Steichen have faced off in some big games, win or go home as assistants and as head coaches. What is the challenge of facing the Shane Steichen offense?
Shane is a very, very smart coach. He does a really good job of designing scheme plays to attack you defensively. Like he knows how to get his guys in position, right? And he knows how to test your rules defensively. Just a really smart play caller, always kind of a step ahead. So you just have to be on it each and every snap, anything can pop up. So there aren't, any plays where you can take a down off and you kind of know what's coming. You have to be on it every single time.
Steichen's a really good coach. I mean, he's done an excellent job with now 4 different quarterbacks starting large portions of the season for him. Obviously, Anthony Richardson, but Minshew, he had Flacco for a while, and now he's had Daniel Jones for this season. And to have been in the mix in his division each year, that's a really good job by Shane Steichen to overcome the hurdles, overcome a busted pick at the top of the draft, and to coach up the guys that he does have. And they've built a really nice offense and a pretty solid defense out there.
Yeah, they have. And it's a good matchup. He just hasn't had the quarterback, which, I mean.
Well, welcome to the Colts since Andrew Luck left.
Yeah, that's kind of where it's at. Alpha Aaron asked him about the chess match. Does D'Amico like the chess match between – he basically asked Nick Caley if he watched film, but this was a chess match question. Do you enjoy the chess match against Shane Steichen?
That's the beauty of the game. That's what I enjoy most about it. It's the chess match of, you're trying to figure out what they're doing. They're trying to figure out what you're doing. So that's the beauty of coaching, on game day, being in that chess match.
Do you love the chess match with Shane Steichen? That's the beauty of the game, Aaron.
Yeah, the chess match is interesting. I do wonder if Daniel Jones is just completely plummeting now. It's impressive because there's a potential collapse, but it's impressive that they're even in this position with Daniel Jones. Maybe he comes down to earth. This game feels like a hell of an opportunity for D'Amico to expose another quarterback.
Oh, it definitely feels like it could be the true beginning of the end of the Daniel Jones, era here where he's, oh man, he's revived his career and look how stupid the Giants are and blah, blah, blah. Okay. He's thrown 4 interceptions the past 3 games. He's been getting sacked a ton. He didn't play well against Kansas City. Hadn't thrown for a ton of yards. Needed Jonathan Taylor to basically be have a generational performance to win in overtime against the Falcons. Like, there's signs this thing's about to turn. It's about to be midnight and the pumpkin's about to show back up here for Daniel Jones. Nice little story up until this point, but it's time to turn back into the pumpkin, Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, that's a Cinderella reference, one of Cody's favorite movies of all time. He's a big fan of the original Disney version. Big Mouse guy. Sauce Gardner versus Derek Stingley. We've talked a lot about this. We are going to get Sauce versus Sting Division Edition, Volume 1. What does D'Amico think about Sauce Gardner?
Sauce is picking up the scheme, fairly well. You can see where he's a guy who can play sticky man coverage. He's going to challenge you. Big corner, long. He can run. He's going to be feisty at the line of scrimmage, use his hands a lot. We have to really find a way to work an edge and beat man coverage versus their corner. Both corners are Charvarius and Sauce. They're both good players, and they're bigger corners. So I think that's a difference in what we've seen over the past couple of weeks. Both guys taller, physical, more stout corners that really play well at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be some work for us to win at the line of scrimmage, all right, to put these guys in a bind.
Charvarius Ward's so good he made him forget about Sauce Gardner.
What is your favorite Disney movie? We're kidding about the Disney stuff. What is your favorite Disney movie?
Man, probably like from the old school ones, probably Beauty and the Beast.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite?
It's got to be either Aladdin or Lion King, right?
Aladdin's damn good. Yeah. Too good comedy in Aladdin too. So
yeah,
I miss. That's probably my favorite actually.
Yeah, Aladdin goes in, and then the Return of Jafar was pretty good. Lion King, I watched it the other day. It travels a little bit, but like the reason for that is like the music. I think the music just kind of hits.
The Robin Williams as the genie is just probably one of the best Disney roles ever performed.
Yeah, he's got to be. And then is Gilbert Godfrey the who's he? The loudmouth.
He's the parrot.
Yeah. So do you think, I was thinking about this as we were talking to D'Amico. Do you think that D'Amico would have definitively, if he had to pick between Sauce and Stingley, would have definitively taken Stingley?
Definitively no. I think if they did it 100 times, there would be times where he'd pick Sauce.
Yeah, because I wonder, like, I think knowing what he knows now, he's more of a Stingley guy. Sure. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But I do wonder, because it was obviously before he got here, if he would have 100% gone in that direction.
Yeah, nobody's ever told me this, and the personality and what Nick Caserio valued when he was making all the decisions in the building, you could totally see how they enjoyed the personality and the approach to football that for Derek Stingley way more than the Sauce Gardner experience. Not to say that like Sauce is like a bad guy or anything like that, but like Derek Stingley doesn't do anything but football. Sauce Gardner's got Buffalo Wild Wings commercials.
Yeah, but all he does is play video games. It's not like he's out on the town.
Sure, but it just the
yeah, he's not Pac-Man Jones.
No, I'm not saying that. That's not my thing, but I'm just saying like the mentality, they just prefer the quiet, doesn't say anything.
Oh yeah.
Just shows up, does his work, goes home. It's not on Twitch or whatever streaming video, like he's just a football guy. Like Sauce has turned his success into stardom. Derek Stingley is a star specifically only because he's great at football.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I don't even know that he really wants to be a star. The irony of this like hypothetical with like Sauce and Stingley for me, and shout out to everyone, happy Thanksgiving. We'll have a special Thanksgiving edition that we will post the day of Thanksgiving as you're watching football and stuff. You can annoy your family or whatever, or get away.
Tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah, tomorrow. What did I say?
Thanksgiving.
That's still the day of Thanksgiving. Well,
Ross?
Why do you shit shows now after that? Do you not see what happened with Frank Ross when he mansplained to me?
Why are you saying it that way? The day of Thanksgiving, we will have a video for you. Because tomorrow there will be an SNL video for you.
Oh, what if they're watching this video tomorrow? It's not
they
like
have to know that it's Wednesday.
You can watch it, whatever. What if they watch this video tomorrow? There, Frank.
Hey, on the Wednesday, November 26, 2025 edition of SNL, tomorrow, the Thanksgiving edition, you'll have something on the channel.
But the irony of this, like in this hypothetical world where D'Amico Ryans controls the 2022 draft,
they don't have Kenyon Green. That's for damn sure.
They don't have Jalen Petrie because he takes Kyle Hamilton. They don't play that shit. Like it's 100% Kyle Hamilton, no bullshit. Like there's nothing more, nothing less to it.
Man, Stingley and Kyle Hamilton in the same secondary.
Good start.
Well, okay, I do wonder, just humor me here, any chance that he'd be like, I got to get me a big, nasty defensive tackle, and they just take Jordan Davis?
Potentially. Who, by the way, pretty skinny now.
I mean, here's what I'd say. Jordan Davis and Kyle Hamilton, both much better football players than Kenyon Green. So it'd have been a better situation.
Yes. On the chat, our guy, and by the way, we've met him before at Spanky's. We will be back. Big announcement. SNL back at Spanky's on 12/12 and 1/2. So we'll be there 12/12, 1/2. We'll also be there 2 more times in January, but December 12th and January 2nd, fresh off the new year at Spanky's.
Put it on your calendars.
12/12 and 1/2. So we will see you there, and we look forward to it. On the chat, someone that we know from Spanky's, and you guys should be there as well. Ricardo, he says, anyone got remedies for a cold? Feels like I got hit by a bus. I got you. So here's what you need. Now, the problem is you might have to go get some of this stuff because you might not just have it handy. And I would recommend going to like a Walgreens instead of a grocery store at the moment. That's just me. But so you need some honey and you need some lemon. And you get a coffee cup full of water, or it can just be like a small Yeti. You put it in the microwave for 40 seconds and you put the honey and you put the lemon in that water and you chug that water. And then after you chug that water, this is also a hangover cure, but this will just give you like a little bit of juice. You get a Gatorade, you drink it down to the line, you put 2 Alka-Seltzer Pluses in the Gatorade, and then you drink the Gatorade. That's the number one hangover cure too. 2 Alka-Seltzer Pluses in a Gatorade, chug it, but this will give you like the warm cleanse, and then this will give you the revival. So you need the Alka-Seltzer, you need the Gatorade, you need the honey, and you need the lemon. Boom. There you go.
Get you a little hot water drink and fire it up.
You'll be safe. There you go. By the way, it is Colts week.
Colts week.
Colts week. And speaking of Colts week, do you have your gear for the game on Sunday? Because if you want gear, we got just the place where you can get 15% off for that gear. Cody, tell them.
Our friends at TDECU offering you 15% off Texans gear on the online team store when you have that Houston Texans debit card through TDECU. You can find out all the information, all the fantastic perks, including access to exclusive events at NRG Stadium at tdcu.org/Texans. You can get the process started, signed up right there online. Just have to be a resident in the state of Texas to get that TDECU Texans debit card. You go to one of those 15 greater Houston area locations. When I went and signed up, less than 20 minutes, in, out, walked out with that brand spanking new, beautiful debit card, had my situation all set up with TDECU. They explain everything in extreme detail, and they make it easy to understand. How often has somebody at the bank confused you and they don't care? Not at TDECU. They're your credit union. They're always working for you. They'd love to have you be a member. Membership's required, insured by the NCUA, but they would love for you to walk in and get one of those Texans debit cards this year.
Get that fresh look, courtesy of our guys at TDECU, and they got, there's plenty more where that came from. It's a great spot to do business, whether you want that debit card or not. So we talked about the Daniel Jones revival. D'Amico was asked about the Daniel Jones revival. Here's what he had to say about it.
I think Daniel's done a really nice job, and Shane, along with Daniel, they've done a nice job of, scheming it up to where the first guy is open a lot for him, right? And he's able to deliver the ball very quickly. So he's really taking advantage of that, guys being open. And I feel like he's doing a just really good job of just managing the offense. If it's not there, you don't see him make a ton of bad decisions, with the football. He's not turning the ball over a ton. And I think that's a huge improvement for him. And he has a really great supporting cast around him. And they're all playing well together. They do a really great job on first down. They stay out of third and long. So they're managing drives really well.
All right, let me put this in the D'Amico translator real quick. I just got a new gift. And I'm going to put it into the D'Amico translator and try to translate what exactly he just said. Okay. There you go. Okay, so that's what D'Amico Ryans basically just said about Daniel Jones. He's a game manager. That's what he said. He basically said, I'm not scared of this guy. He's just a guy. He's a game manager. He's doing a good job playing within the system, and he has some decent surroundings. He has a good coach, but he's basically just a game manager. Let's be real, people. That's what I heard.
I mean,
don't kill the messenger. It's just the D'Amico translator.
I think you're spot on. There is not anything like Daniel Jones. If you're a defense that's got a pulse, Daniel Jones should not be, carving you up. And I love I don't feel like D'Amico usually says this, but he says, yeah, they really make sure that first read's open. Okay, translation, take away the first read and that guy's screwed. So it's like, okay, don't let him make that easy throw. Next thing you know, he's panicking because Will and Daniil are bearing down on him, and then he can't make the throw, and he'll make a mistake there at that quarterback spot. So yeah, that was a nice way to explain that he's not a guy that scares you.
On Z Chat, HDAV Traveler. He was at Spanky's last time. I don't know if he'll be there next time, but if he wants to be, 12-12-1-2.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
Evening, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend.
Mi amigo. See, I'm bilingual. Cody just says friend. I'm bilingual. So, yeah.
Yeah, like you don't make fun of me every time I try to speak another language.
Well, that's because you always put way too much mustard on it, and it's just kind of awkward. It's a little tough sometimes when you start doing that. Your accents. Hey, Patrick, I'm sure you. It's loud at Spanky's, but the way Cody talks to Patrick Ding is a little bit different pitch than I'm used to. I don't know if Patrick has seen it or not.
What are you even talking about? You were just making shit up.
One thing we can agree on is that D'Amico Ryans, me, you, I feel like we all have a healthy amount of respect for the Colts receivers and their weapons. You asked D'Amico about this. I've spoken very highly of him. Here's what D'Amico had to say.
The Colts utilize their receivers in a variety of ways, starting with Pierce when you see more of the down-the-field shots. Like he's a problem downfield, averaging over 20 yards per catch, so a very explosive player downfield. Downs is more of the, slot player where he does a lot of option routes, finds a way to get open, very quick player, shifty player. Who's very quarterback friendly, and Pittman, who's just all around, just a tough player, physical, can find a way to get open, and they utilize all those guys in ways that really helps them to put the guys in position where they're most successful and they do the things that they do best.
Is Pittman underrated or like appropriately rated now? I feel like there was a time where he was maybe underrated. Is he like just appropriately rated now?
I feel like there was probably a time where he was like slightly overrated, and then I feel like he's actually like kind of found level and properly rated right now. Pierce actually has more receiving yards than him this year in less games, which is, that goes to show you the nature of the explosive play for Pierce. But I really like Pittman. I feel like he is a very solid receiver. If he's your best receiver, you don't have probably a great room unless you have everything else filled out from like you have a big play threat, you have a good slot guy. And that's kind of what the Colts situation is. Like Pittman's a really solid number one. He's not a great number one though. I mean, he's clearly their top guy. And I think he does a lot of stuff really well, but if he was your best receiver and you didn't have a bunch of other guys and a bunch of other options, you'd be in trouble. But the Colts have a bunch of guys and a bunch of options. In addition to the fact that they have Pierce Downs. They also have Warren and Jonathan Taylor's incredible profile at running back too. So it's like Pittman's a really solid player. I like him a lot. And there was a time where I was hoping he'd hit free agency and might end up on the Texans.
Yeah, they paid him though. They definitely did pay him. Let's hear from everybody's favorite coach in town, the most popular guy. Never has to buy a drink around here. Nick Caley, the OC. For your Houston Texans.
Yeah, right. If he walked into a bar, people would be putting drinks on his tab. They do the old Dumb and Dumber to it. Be like, huh?
So Jonathan Alexander asked him if CJ was playing his best football before he got hurt. That was the question that Jonathan Alexander posed to Nick Caley. Now, I don't know what Nick Caley's supposed to say when this is asked, but here's what he said.
He was continuing to find his groove. I thought we had some really good strides that we made there as a team and as an offense. And, absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I guess, I mean, the thing about it, like,
he didn't look bad against the Broncos in the quarter plus that he played. Like I think it was two, 3 drives maybe. Like it's not like he looked bad. I mean, obviously San Fran was a good game,
but like best with what they have been at times this year. Like what is that supposed to mean?
I mean, it wasn't the he did a little bit better than he had been doing against a defense that had a little bit more of a pulse than the Ravens defense, which is the best performance of the year, 244, 4 touchdowns. Like San Fran was a decent game, 318, 2 touchdowns. And then I guess looked okay against Denver. But like there's not been a level of consistency that you're super proud of if you're the Texans and CJ Stroud so far.
Yeah, that's just kind of how I'm looking at it too. Is I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm very down and frustrated with Nick Caley at this point. And D'Amico Ryan said that the second half needed to be better. Nick was asked about it. Here's what he had to say.
We got to play a lot better, cleaner. Had a couple self-inflicted wounds, right? You know, the P&10 drive, the drive started right out the gate. You know, Chubb would have gotten the ball, I think, to minus 40, call it 3 or 4. Went backwards multiple times that series. And, you know, I just don't think played as clean as we did overall, you know, and not good enough. So got to do a better job there. Got to capitalize when we get down in the red zone.
The better job thing just drives me crazy. It's obvious. I get why you're saying it. I just don't know. Like, okay,
would you rather go back to intention conversation? My intention was to move the ball.
God, no. The better job I get, but it's. I think at this point we're almost to the point where CJ's just got to be awesome. Like CJ's just got to be awesome. He's got to overcome it. I don't like the offensive line. I saw someone bring up are we just forgetting that directing the offensive line was something that we were talking about before the year? So if you thought the offensive line looked significantly better with Mills and Stroud, that might have as much to do with what's happening before the snap as anything. So like, I don't know, like that is, and quite frankly, it might not matter. Like CJ Stroud's upside and his ability to make extreme playmaking, you might have to give up a couple extra sacks, which I think the trade-off can be fine. But like when you're comparing pressure rates with a guy like CJ Stroud or a lot of really good quarterbacks, and you're comparing it to guys who maybe don't make as much plays, sometimes there's just kind of a trade-off. It's not as simple as the pressure rate. Sometimes you're holding the ball a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's done it both good and bad in his time with the Texans where, hey, there's a little extra. Okay, maybe he left a pocket that he shouldn't have left or he tried to do too much. And it's about for him coming back, finding that balance of, hey, that guy's open. That's a good enough play. Let's make that play versus, hey, I have the ability to break out of this pocket. Let's adjust on the fly here as this play is happening and throw the football. And it remains to be seen what his commitment to the rushing the football will be as he returns to the quarterback spot as well.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting dynamic. That's been a popular topic for a while.
Yeah,
Swarm.
He's got to run the football. He's got to run the football.
That's been the case since Ohio State. Crazy Texan 6372 says, "Happy Thanksgiving, all. Love the channel. We love you. We appreciate you. Maybe we'll see you at Spanky's on the 12th or the 2nd of December or January. God, where's the time gone? Man, it feels like yesterday it was January. My gosh. So Nick Caley, I do not think he was ready to call plays after the Texans' best drive on Thursday. And I'm not even saying it's the worst thing in the world because, look, you score after a drive, you go talk to your guys, you're talking to Davis Mills, and then all of a sudden, the very next play, Kalen Bullock gets an interception, and chaos ensues. It's like a defense. Like the Texans' defense has had to do this a couple times. Most notably when Frank Ross, his special teams, Tremont Smith fumbles on the kickoff after the Jacksonville drive, and then they have to go out there and hold them to 3, not once but twice because of Frank Ross's special teams. So it happens, but it was clear to me that he was not ready. He was not ready. He ran the ball vanilla up the middle with Woody Marks, and then he gave him his only target, which we'll get to in a little bit. He gave him his only target of the game, and it was a backwards pass. And next thing you know, it's 3rd and 17. So I just asked Nick Caley, sir, is that a hard thing to do? And how did you feel you handled that?
What are the challenges for an OC when you have a long drive, you score a touchdown, and then on the first play, you get an interception, then you have to go call plays. Can that catch you by surprise, and how do you think you handled it when it happened?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you try to be ready for every sudden change situation. I mean, we've got drive starters. We have, whether it's, P and 10 situations, whether it's field zone situations that we plan for. So you rely on your preparation or your evolution in terms of some things you have to adjust as the game goes on, and you go. I have confidence in everything that we do, and felt ready to roll.
Well, throw that drive starter out because that drive starter sucked. That was a drive killer.
That was not a drive starter. That was oh God, I got to call play. I'm in a hurry. Like that's when you take a shot, man. That's when you take a shot. And the most frustrating thing for me, and this is more frustrating than Mixon. I asked Bobby Slowick about this, and we made fun of him. So we gotta keep it. We gotta be consistent here when it comes to what pissed us off about Bobby Slowick, and we got to compare it to Nick Caley because they made the decision to change. Last year, the most frustrating thing was Joe Mixon did not get used in the pass game. You were struggling to run. Your offense was struggling. You didn't use it. I asked Bobby in January. He basically said, yeah, we should probably do that more. Buddy, it's January. Like, what are you doing? So with that said, though, Joe Mixon's an underrated receiver. He's underrated. It's an underrated part of his game. It was. Yeah, it was. He was an underrated receiver.
He's an anonymous member of this organization. He was a very underrated receiver.
Woody Marks is one of the most accomplished pass catchers at the running back position in recent college football history. That was the first thing that we talked about whenever they drafted him. That was the first thing that we talked about. That was one of the first things we noticed when we watched him at training camp. And he has 26 targets. And I would bet that 8 of those are just thrown at his feet. And I would bet that 15, 16 of them were just dump offs. Like I don't, there is not an effort to get Woody Marks the ball and use his superpower. And it's frustrating. It's annoying. And Mike Leach used to say, and Mike Leach was his coach his freshman year, that when you can't run the ball, the short passing game can kind of be an extension of a run game. Square peg, round hole, kind of. So I asked Nick Caley, hey, he was pretty good at this. Like, do you think that maybe there's like potential to get him the ball?
Woody Marks, he was one of the better receivers in college that we've seen at the running back position. Do you feel like there's more of an opportunity to maybe utilize that skill in this offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think Woody's got a very good skill set, terrific hands, good feel. But absolutely, I mean, I think he's continuing to grow, and I think he's shown that with some opportunities, and I think he'll continue to grow, and we'll continue to grow with him in the offense.
What are these opportunities? What is opportunities? It's all dump downs. Like how many times have they made like a concerted effort to use that super skill?
They're going to continue to grow, Landry. He just said they like it. They're going to grow with him.
It's fine, but like if you can't run the ball, what's the alternative? Like that's a good alternative. And this is my problem. I think he's underrated between the tackles. And I talked to Woody today in the locker room, and he was like, "Yeah, when I used to always catch, I wanted to run, and now that I want to run, yeah, I'd like to catch." Like all this, it's like, dude, like why does it have to be one or the other? Like, does he have to be RB 2 or 3 for you to even try to get him the ball? Because that wasn't even happening either. And when you look at this offense, like there's a lot of things they can't control, but like maximizing what you have in the bag might be beneficial for you.
One of the best plays Woody Marks had this year was when they actually ran a pass play for him, got him out there in space on the left side, and he just took off down the sideline. And it's super annoying because that's a easy, low pressure, high potential throw that both Mills could have made while he's trying to get this thing to 3-0 with CJ out, and certainly CJ can make on a consistent basis. And you get guys out there in space trying to tackle Woody Marks, advantage Woody Marks. Like I can remember watching him at the Senior Bowl in January, and he is killing everybody in space when there's multiple defenders, just killing everybody, and they just don't have design plays for him, and it is just baffling why they don't.
Yeah, it's really just kind of mind-boggling. I just don't really I don't understand it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to have someone who can catch the ball that well and you're not throwing him the rock. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's hear.
It's one of the nastiest parts of Bobby from the Mixon era and one of the most awful parts of Caley so far.
Let's hear him talking about Buffalo's approach. I think you asked him the question. I think it's a reasonable question. Were they giving Nico Collins more attention? Like we'd seen the target share increase. What happened?
Yeah, did they change anything about how they defended Nico Collins compared to the previous two games?
No. I mean, I think that the Bills consistently have done what they do. They mix coverages. They do a really good job of keeping things spinning on you. And I think they did a good job of trying to mix two shell and stuff like that, and try to give some cloud help and stuff, which we've seen throughout the year. And but they've been pretty consistent in who they are. They have their identity, and they're a well coached defense.
Gotcha. So it's your fault Nico Collins only got 3 targets. Because it could have been, the Bills played good defense. No, but it's your fault he only got 3 targets.
It could be Mills as well, too.
Sure. Well, that was a bad job by Mills when they're sitting there and they can't move the damn football, get the ball to Nico Collins.
Yeah, they got to figure that out. I think him and CJ, we know Nico owns the Colts. My sleeper, I actually put Nico with a touchdown this week.
Love that.
I put Nico with a touchdown. Warren over, and Nick Chubb over. His yards are down to 16. They're appropriate. They were too high. They're down to 16. You'd probably still take the under.
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I probably would. Yep. I'll probably go lower. Yeah, I'll probably go lower. But yeah, the Collins thing is baffling. Like, we watched it for 2 straight games, and the offense had some nice moments, and they're getting Nico the ball, and he had 10 targets, 9 catches the week before. And then he has 3 catches in the first half. And then you're sitting there banging your head against a wall in the second half. You can't move the football, and he didn't even get thrown the freaking football. He's the best player on your offense. You can't throw him the football? Like, okay, either the defense took it away or you guys screwed it up royally. So, okay, you just told me it's the second one, not the first one.
But it could also be that Davis Mills isn't throwing to him. Like, it's not like Nick Caley calls plays and he goes, all right, Nico here. Like, you can, but like it could have as much to do with Davis Mills, because we were giving Davis Mills props. So I don't think it's all Caley's fault that that's not happening. Maybe he's saying Davis probably could have figured it out.
Sure. Both of them are to blame, but this offense is better when Nico is consistently getting the football.
D'Amico knows that. I think everyone knows that.
Except for the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Well, how's it going to be this week? Because there's some pretty damn good corners on the other side. Like, if we're talking about best corner duos in the league, I would say 2 of the top 5 are going to be on display Sunday in Indianapolis. By the way, Mark Sanchez, what an absolute scumbag he is.
What did he do now? Did he just try to stab, or he get stabbed again?
No. He's ruining the St. Elmo's experience for everyone, because now St. Elmo's is involved in the lawsuit against him because he was there boozing before he went there. So now all the times that we go to the combine and stuff, and we go to St. Elmo's and we get some pops and we eat, now we might have the cuffs on because Mark Sanchez.
So the guy's suing Sanchez, and he's suing the
So all these regulars at St. Elmo's that probably go there and have 6 cocktails are probably on like a 2 cocktail limit now because of Mark Sanchez. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about corners.
A very physical corner duo with the Colts have. How do you handle that physical corner duo, Nick Caley?
You have to match the level of physicality. You got to play physical. You got to win to the catch point. You got to protect the throws. I mean, you got to have aggressive hands. Like, those are all the things that we covet. We challenge our guys to, and that they embrace, and starts. We do it out here in Indy every single day. The second thing is, schematically, you want to be able to create access. There's ways to do that too. There's ways to be able to use stacks, bunches. Everybody in the league talks about those things and does those things. So the biggest thing is you got to go out there and you got to compete and win your one-on-one. That's, having good route detail, working edges, getting open, winning your leverage, protecting throws, being friendly at the top, winning to the catch point, and doing all those things, especially in man coverage situations.
Sometimes he makes things sound so simple and easy, and then it gets to game day and it's like, you said all that easy stuff on Wednesday, and why can't I see it on Sunday? That happens so many times. Like right there, how do you beat physical corners? He laid it out. You got to match their physicality. We got to scheme some stuff open for these guys. We got to disguise.
Laid out.
We got to disguise how we get these guys off the line of scrimmage, and it's like, and then you're not going to do any of that on Sunday.
You thought that was well laid out?
You didn't think that was a good comment?
I feel like I'm about to walk out of a college course with the way that he's sitting there rambling there.
I thought he laid out how to attack physical corners pretty well.
He has all the coaching talking points. That's for sure. I'll give it that.
He'll give these coaching talking points, and then he doesn't do it on Sundays.
Well,
that's my point.
Well, did you not hear? Players just got to do what the coaches tell them to do.
And it's headsets and helmets. Headsets are right. Helmets are wrong.
The word on the street, man. It's the word on the street. I heard.
Damn, I forgot we had to compete.
It's the word on the street, brother.
Good one. I like that.
That's what we got, guys. We got to get out there and do our thing. Nick Caley, man, he is an interesting case study. That dude is an interesting case study.
Well, at least it's not in prime time.
Nah, he can't handle prime time, man.
Boy, how do you think he's going to fare at Arrowhead next Sunday?
That's not prime time, right?
It's Sunday Night Football, my friend.
Oh yeah, crap. I forget. Collinsworth.
Collinsworth on a Mahomes call. Put the newspaper down.
That's everybody, though.
He takes it to a whole nother level, though.
So does Romo.
But Romo's bad. I expect more out of Collinsworth.
Yeah, so does Romo.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let's hear one more thing from Nick Caley about Higgins. Jaden Higgins has done a hell of a job. Here's what Nick Caley had to say about what he likes about Jaden Higgins.
He's coachable. He's got length. He's got route versatility outside to inside. He's got a big catch radius. He's got good feel for space and coverage. He's got a lot of really good, attributes that you love, and he just keeps getting better. And we're happy with him for sure.
Glad you finally figured out that you could use him.
Yeah, I actually believe him when he says he likes him.
Yeah, touchdown in 3 of the last 6 games for Jaden Higgins. And I believe, I need to go back and watch all of them, but I believe 3 of the 4 touchdowns have been out of the slot for Jaden Higgins.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we were talking about, like coming out was like, yeah, he looks like an outside receiver. He has like a skill set of an outside receiver, but they used him in the slot and they used Noel in the slot. And the crazy thing about that is, like, when you wonder, well, can the Texans use both of these guys like at the same time in the slot? It's like, it kind of happened. Like, we actually have like an example of that happening because they went to the same in college.
Yep.
So,
well, and Caley coached for 2 years at the 2 years of the king of the big slot, which is Puka Nacua. And I'm not saying Higgins needs to be Puka Nacua, but surely you could have picked something up from watching Puka do things, and you could have applied it a little bit to Higgins. And look, part of what Higgins is, the scout on Higgins from draft people, was he may take some time to get comfortable, but once he gets comfortable, he's going to help you. And that's exactly what's happened with Jaden Higgins, is as he's gotten more and he's gotten comfortable and they've given him more opportunities, he's actually been able to produce and give you a lot. And man, he's one of the essential pieces of this offense now, after kind of being an afterthought for the first, 6 weeks or so.
do you think that continues though with Stroud? That's the other question, because
apply the Daniil and Will theory to Jalen and Jaden with Stroud back. Okay, are they allowed to sit at the same table? Are they allowed to both have a good game at the same time?
Well, he has better chemistry with Noel.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, can you continue some of this?
Yeah, that's gonna be the real interesting dynamic, is what those guys look like as a duo. And I'm not completely dismissive of it, even though we haven't seen it.
I mean, you could argue that San Fran, obviously there was no Nico Collins there. But you could argue San Fran that both of them had nice days. Noel had the big 44-yarder, ended up with 63 yards receiving. Higgins had the touchdown and 4 catches. So, like, you could argue San Fran, he got both of them, but that was with no Nico. So it's like Nico and Jaden and Jalen, and don't throw it to Kirk. Not good. Don't do that. You got the young guys and Nico and Dalton Schultz, and you're good. You're good, CJ. You don't have to worry about Christian Kirk.
Ricardo says Cade had one less target than Nico. SMH Nick sold. Yeah, and Cade Stover had it looked pretty designed to me right off the bat. So, he's going out of his way to get Cade the rock. Just, Woody Marks, maybe Jalen Noel, something like that. It would be cool. I mean, the blocking tight end.
Yeah. Cade had a second half target too, which was one more than Nico.
Yeah. The targets, it's some like targets are a thing, but like that first play, like that was clearly what he wanted to do. Get it to Cade in the flat.
I guess you do not design every play to score a touchdown. You know how I know? Because Cade Stover once scored a touchdown on that play.
Yeah, that was weird. Someone says Cade dropped the ball. Yeah, no shit. He's Cade Stover. Like that's yes, he did. Like it's not like he's a sure-handed guy.
Tough week to be a Cade Stover guy.
Yeah, I like Cade fine, but I know he's probably going to be locked into the Ohio State game. Michigan. He hates him more than anyone. So there we go.
I don't think I fully, until the past couple of years, I don't think I fully understood those two fan bases, but I think I have a better understanding now with how weird they are.
Yeah, the cheating video and all that type of stuff. It's been a lot going on. So
yeah.
Yep, there we are. Shout out to Texans Turf, Dan the man. I'm excited. I was out back today. I was getting the grill ready. Because I'm going to smoke this turkey like a mofo in the Traeger. I'm doing a little something. Got it ready to go. And you know what? It's lovely anytime you're smoking something on the Traeger, but it's even better when you got your Texans Turf back there. Best thing I've done. Home value increased. Neighbors jealous. A lot of the neighbors have followed, and you don't have to go through the slimy process that there can be when it comes to shopping for turf. It sucks. It's great, though, with Dan the man, because he's going to treat every job the same, whether it's big-time jobs out there in the nice neighborhood or normal jobs like mine. Putting greens, playing surfaces, he's got you covered. No more insects, no more mud, and Dan will take care of you. Dan the man, I shopped for you, so you don't have to do the hard stuff. Just enjoy it. Just get Texans Turf, line them up, and do what I did. TexansTurf.com.
Get your Saturday and Sunday mornings back. No more yard work because it's always green, always clean. Schedule that free estimate on TexansTurf.com.
Yep. Now, people are saying I'm going to smoke something while smoking something. Could happen.
Oh, they know you too well.
That could happen. Very well could happen. Never know. Don't threaten me with a good time, I will say. So that's what we got. Tomorrow, they're not going to have any media availability. Friday, spoiler alert, CJ Stroud will talk. We'll hear from CJ Stroud. And then we're hoping to hear from maybe EJ Speed. Kind of want to hear EJ Speed approaching this game. He's been a big vocal part on the other side. So EJ Speed, be nice to talk to. Today, we got to talk to Jalen Reed, Will Anderson, and Woody Marks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who else talked. Didn't notice anything else. But yeah, it'll be fun.
It'd be good. Yeah.
What are you cooking tomorrow? You're cooking ham, right?
Yeah, Mama Sue's doing a ham this year. And what are you shaking your head for?
What do you mean?
You got some shit to say?
No, I'm just knowing what you already do here. Like you probably have like a ham sandwich. You make like ham. You grab like some rolls and put the ham between the rolls and throw some. I just know how you roll with that.
You don't know shit about shit, is what I've come to understand.
You don't put ham between the rolls?
No.
You don't put ham in between the bread?
No.
Okay.
The bread is for sopping at Thanksgiving. Sopping up the gravy. I'm not making little sandwiches. That's a Friday activity.
Oh, okay.
So that's not a Thursday activity. It's a Friday activity.
What kind of dessert is she whipping up?
Homemade banana pudding.
Okay. There you go.
So I'm pretty excited about that. She hadn't made that in a long time.
That should be good.
Be fantastic.
Should be good. Mama Suits has been on all the Spankies gatherings. Y'all should as well. 12-12-1-2. Mark your calendar. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. We'll have some content, Thanksgiving Day content for you as well. We're going to hack out. Cody's going to give his 5 hottest takes.
Patrick. And then he follows it up. JK, that's Trent Brown.
Patrick said, I don't eat that much. Cody Stutes. JK, that's Trent Brown. Oh, my God.
That's good stuff right there.
That's crazy.
That's good stuff right there. That's funny.
That's crazy. All right. Appreciate everyone for rolling through. Be sure to subscribe, like, ride along, and always remember when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Matt Marr on the soup says, just got me a house. Need that Texans turf. Isn't he in St. Louis?
I bet you, for the right price, Dan, the man can take care of him.
Whew. It's a hell of a hike.
Texas turf can do anything, so I wouldn't put it past him.
All right, Matt. Happy Thanksgiving to you out there.
Absolutely.
In the Lou. Subscribe, like, ride along. Always remember when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together.
Eat good, sleep good, be good. We'll talk Texans again soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.